Howdy, everybody. Welcome to another show. How was everybody's weekend?
Phenomenal, man.
Yeah? What'd you get up to?
Can't complain. Definitely went out Saturday weekend and did a bit of plane flying and helped some people jump out of a plane, do some skydiving. So it was pretty cool. Went for a couple laps and 16,800 feet and then straight vertical and then on the ground, load them up, go again. So bit of a dopamine fueled day, and then topped it off Sunday with just this little small private pond a buddy and I found that's chock full of some crazy colored up fish. So just had a good time, caught some nice 20-inch browns and just chucking leeches all day, letting the water temps drop, seeing how things were going. It was good.
Yeah.
What about you guys?
Went pheasant hunting Friday with a buddy from a buddy. I don't know which one it is. Probably this one. Oops. Yeah, no, the Stormy did really good. It was awesome to get her back out on some birds. And she just didn't skip a beat on that.
Good.
So that was sweet. Yeah. She was loving it.
Nice.
There's nothing better than watching a dog work.
No, I gotta agree with you on that.
Going on point and everything. Just like we get into the area and she's like, instantly she knew, and you can tell she starts crouching and just locks up when she gets close. And it's like, okay, man, it's right here. Pops up like probably 10, 15 yard shot. Miss. But in his defense, it's the first pheasant of the year. Yeah. And when that thing just comes up like right in front of you, you're kind of off guard for a bit there.
For sure.
That's a cool one. I have to check that out sometime for sure.
Yeah, definitely fun. We got one, so that was good. I didn't bring any guns or anything. So the first time every year I don't bring one. I just see how Stormy's doing, make sure she's doing everything good. But worked out great. Saturday a wedding. Sunday, me and Aaron headed out on a venture for the ages. With all the chaos that happened that day, but we put in some work. We put in a lot of work. We tried everything. We tried different areas. We tried depths. It was crazy, and it just felt like one pod came through, and it's just bam, bam. Then after that, we couldn't locate anymore. It was just junk.
Yeah, short and sweet.
Yeah, but we both got one, so
yeah,
that's what matters. We both got a nice fish. Might have took all day, but
it didn't skunk out.
You made it happen, Mitch.
Hello, Jake.
Hi, Jake.
How's it going?
Yeah. Aaron, what did you do besides going on a crazy mishap?
That was about it. That was it. I've been going pretty hard the last 3 weeks. 3 a.m. wake ups for every Sunday morning for 3 weekends in a row. Caught my first sturgeon 2 weeks ago. Then I was back at the trout the weekend after that. Caught a nice big giant. And then I went with you, but they were all pretty early mornings and pretty late nights. So Mondays are a little tough, but it's been pretty good season. A lot of filming and recording with Kyle.
Yeah.
Doing a lot of backwoods camping and stuff like that. Trying to put some YouTube stuff together. He's doing a great job. He actually he pulled on the heartstrings. I watched one of his videos that he just put up last night. He said check it out, and yeah, it's pretty. It pulled the heartstrings. A lot of my son and myself and him, and just out us having a good time. It was epic. I love it. The video's like 30 minutes long, but one of those things, if you're watching, and you get to learn a lot about us in that video coming up shortly. But other than that, it's been a pretty productive summer, man. I'm looking forward to some cold weather.
I'm going to have to agree with you on that. Big time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fall bite's coming, that frost in the morning.
Oh, yes.
It's there.
And angry fish.
Yeah.
Ty, do you got any crazy kind of like blooper trips that you've had? That's kind of you'll never forget. And
Bro, in all honesty, I'm not gonna lie. This season's been quite pleasant for me. Definitely gone out a couple times and had some. Had a trip out on the Sheep River probably about a month and a bit ago. That was good. For everybody else I was with, seemed to be the only guy all day who doesn't know how to set a hook. So yeah, it was one of those days. Final, I think half hour of the day before we decided to pack up and sitting there just bombing a jig in a nice deep hole, and wham, line goes tight and get a nice bully out of it. So it was productive, but definitely spent the whole day punishing myself and getting a bit in my head for every seemingly terrible hook set. But no, it's for the rest of it, it's been productive. I'm not gonna lie. I seem to have had a super productive season on the rivers. It's been good.
Sweet. Aaron, do you have any other different stories from a past trip or something that just didn't go quite right?
A lot of slipping around in slush when it comes to the big when it comes to the ice fishing trailer. Can't say it's big, it's a really small little trailer, but a lot of fiasco with that, getting stuck. Just getting out there, drilling a hole and realizing you're only on 12 inches of ice. You got to spend the night with the truck and trailer all hooked up. So it's a matter of kind of biting your fingernails and disconnecting stuff and wondering whether you're going to stay or not and tough it out or just be stupid. And I mean, sometimes you just get stupid. But I mean, that comes with ice fishing, right? Drill holes all the way until you get to your location. But jumping from lake to lake during the weekends that we're out on, if fishing's crap in the morning, let's go to another lake, right? Find where the fish are biting or target a different species. And that's when you run into some troubles because not all the lakes are the same thickness, right? So we went from 18 inches on Devil's Lake to Lanun, and we went right from 18 to 12 inches, right? Didn't even kind of realize it just showed up and whoops.
Yeah, I really feel like that's a thing that happens with those cold temps, especially, when you're getting around that like December, February, January, people are starting to get pretty comfortable with the temperatures, thinking the lakes are good, but complacency is a killer,
Yeah.
Continue to check, especially when you're driving a couple ton vehicle on the ice. It's definitely something that needs to be done.
Yeah.
100%. What's your guys' first fish you're going to target on the ice?
I'm hoping Browns. If
That's
the temps are right for the area, that would be nice. If not, it's going to be the classic, and I'll continue to beat you guys at what lake.
You never beat me
October 26th. We'll see you there.
Me and Ryan Brown are always pulling someone out of there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm headed I'd like to go for perch. Or ling. Ling or
you're gonna be on late.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, Wally Wars is on right now. Broden's in it, Adam's in it. I know I think the leader's like 33 something right now, Inch.
Oh wow.
That's a beauty.
Yeah,
I think it's that. I know there's some more over 32. I saw pictures on their website, but that's a big fish.
Nice.
Yeah, that's a wicked walleye. True gravel lizard of that class.
So hopefully they can get on some good ones here before it ends coming up here this weekend. But the temperature's changing. Hopefully it gets everything moving. Hey, Greg.
What up, Greg?
Broden's going for Brookies and Browns.
Beauty.
I think Brookies is always the first go-to pretty much.
Yeah, that's a good one. You can't go wrong with shallow water brookies.
Yeah, it's pretty much the safest, and it's going to be frozen the first. There's two lakes pretty much.
Yeah,
this is true.
Yeah,
because even if you go in, it's 3 to 4 or 5 feet,
and it's not such a bad swim. This is true.
Yeah, just tie a rope on the tree beside you so you can just pull yourself out.
Go with buddies for sure. Go with the group.
Yeah, I always recommend be safe. I'm just joking about going not safe, because sometimes some of us do, but make sure you got rope, make sure you have buddies,
Ice picks.
make sure you have a whistle, ice picks. Most of
Life
those first ice things come with the ice picks, have whistles too, so if someone's around, they'll hear you. Just wear them around your neck so they're always there.
Yeah, no, learned that lesson the hard way a couple years ago, and it was a negative 23-day, early November. Ice was just forming on this lake, and walked over top of a hot pocket with the sled behind me. I went through 8.5 feet, soaking wet with the muskeg mud and everything, and then spent the rest of the day inside the tent because it was a 2-hour walk back to the truck. So, you know, sitting naked ice fishing for the rest of the day, trying to dry out my clothes while everything's, you know, hung up underneath the heater. Brutal, man. Definitely learn. You bring the picks, you bring the buddies, and you bring extra clothes.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I always just go backpack, tackle, one box of tackle, some bait if you can have bait, and like 2 rods and a jaw jacker.
Yeah, no, definitely learn how to
and a hatchet. That's how I
bring
get
the
through
bag
the
down.
Yeah, Greg's going for pike. What time of year are you going for pike, Greg? Seems like you might be missing the early ice. Cody's asking some advice for fall walleye. For bigger walleye, trolling, jig and minnow, big baits.
Jig and a minnow.
You're jigging a minnow?
I'm going to
Hit
have
the
to
hooks.
partake off that one. I haven't fished for walleye in like 3 years, so I couldn't even give you a proper answer on that one.
Yeah. In the fall, they're going to, like always, you're going to get they'll hold more midday in that, depending on the depth of your lake, from 10 to 20 feet off those drop-off structure. And as that low light comes up, they're going to move up onto those shelves and go shallower. But like midday, you can downsize if you're not getting that aggressive bite. But ripping rattle baits, lipless cranks off drop-offs and stuff, midday, I've done really good. And when you get into that night bite, paddle tails, lipless cranks, throwing them in shallow up on the shelf and bringing it back to you. Because even if they haven't migrated into those shallow waters, you're going to get those ones coming up off that drop-off. So you're covering kind of 2 bases there. And you can even just walk it down the drop-off too to catch those stragglers. Just bounce it along. They're going to be active at night. So those paddle tails are sweet. They want to get the feed bag on. So 4 inchers, always good. Oh, mid-November for pike.
Greg usually does pretty good with the photos I've seen.
Yeah, he's a little farther north than us, so
bit of an advantage, right?
Yeah,
that's sweet.
I should stop by around if he's around this weekend on the way up to Cold Lake and pick up some Lexi Lure spice. That's what I need.
The books too.
Yeah, I got their hooks. They got lots of stuff.
Oh yeah.
I've been trying with Lexi Lure's gear, and I guess I'm not trying hard enough, but it's just not happening for me. I can't make it happen. But one day.
Maybe it was just the wrong species or element in that situation.
Yeah.
What are you guys gonna target for the rest of the fall? I know bulls are in the process of spawning, so like to keep away from them. Browns are gonna go in right chicken here as soon as that water drops. I forget the degree when they like to start going, but they're not into November spawner as well. So they'll be heading to do their reds. So what are you guys going to be chasing?
Yeah, no, I'm going to be focusing on some browns coming from the lakes, and probably honestly bounce back over to lake fishing for a bit, because like the Boatman hatch is going to be pretty fire for the next couple of weeks. So it'll be a good way to leave the rivers alone. But honestly, if I'm banging rivers, I'm going to be chasing those big egg-eating whitefish that stack up in behind them.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be a fun little way to have some fun on the 5 weight.
Rockies are a blast. Good
Oh
fight.
man, so good. Little machine guns those things are.
Yeah. Aaron?
Hopefully I'll hit up the Athabasca with Steve. See how schedules work out. It's never a guaranteed, we're doing different things nowadays with work. So it gets in the way of our fun time. So hopefully I could just get out on his boat and go chase some big giant walleyes. He's been doing some recon, finding some holes, constantly out there every weekend. So I'm looking forward to getting on his boat and just targeting some walleyes and some big burbot, do what we did last year and just continue on with that. He wants to do some camping, some backwoods camping, like just take the boat, go hit an island and do some cool stuff. So I'm headed to Cold Lake this weekend, so I'm not able to go with him this week. I still got to get back to him, but it's on my list of things to do like right away. I got to get out there before it goes away, right?
Yeah, 100%.
Agreed. Big time.
Broden saying Cody walleye harnesses on the drop-offs, then flipping presentations in the evening. Yeah, flipping jigs always works. I like flipping jigs lots.
Yeah.
Trolling drop-offs and everything with harnesses is always good year-round pretty much. It's a good way to locate fish. And yeah, once you find them, you can more stick on them and just tune your hooks to that area and just keep banging away on them.
Yeah.
Jay's about the Tokyo rigs.
Oh yes, I've heard about this.
Underutilized in Alberta. I wonder if they're in Australia. Greg's hunting. Next day's off. Nice.
Beauty.
Can't go wrong with that.
That'll be sweet. Yeah, we're heading south for Muley's this weekend, doing a little scouting, a little archery hunting, so that'll be a blast. And maybe some stone cats.
Ooh, that's super cool.
We'll see how tired we are. I know after like 30K a day, it's pretty hard to motivate yourself to go sit on a riverbank, but we may just have to.
The rare Alberta catfish. That'd be a wicked one for the books.
Yeah, I got some tips from some good people, so hopefully they're putting on that fall feed too, and I can get into a couple. That'd be amazing. I'd be so pumped. It'd just be crazy. I love catfish. I love catfish. Like when I was a kid, we used to catch a bunch of bullhead in Minnesota and stuff when we go down there for family trips, and it was always a blast at night, just the lighted bobber off the dock, and you see it going. Another bullhead.
Nice.
They're just so cool.
Wicked.
And Greg's got a muley tag up northwest. Oh, the piece. That'll be sweet.
Yeah, you bet. Big giants out there for sure. Watched them all year last year.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Sean's liking the big, the small black jigs for the big walleye.
Yeah, I can get with that. I found that's been a pretty predominant color for me with almost all species this summer. Last year I found it was purple, and black with like blue shine to it seemed to be the color all across the board this year. I'm not sure why, but
yeah.
Even midday? Are you switching to a different color, or no, you're staying with black?
I've just been honestly like throughout all the patterns I've swapped up, like the biggest one that's been continuously working, even as like an all-day troll or like an all-day, whether I'm stripping or jerking, it's it's been black, man, and I'm not all that positive why. Just dark colors, black with like a blue tinge to it.
How's been your water clarity?
Well, most of the stuff that I've been fishing a lot's been that tea color, though, so.
Yeah, just to get that shadow.
Yeah.
Well, Caden's in the house. The Slayer.
The Slayer slayed himself.
Layden. He won multi-species
adventures.
year.
That guy can move.
Yeah, you won the multi-species tournament this year. So big congrats on that. That was awesome, man. You worked for it and you got it.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun to watch.
Yeah. Caden's about the orange and green. 6-inch pink jig head. Smashes them.
Yeah.
And Broden's about the tungsten in a black. Smaller leeches last year. Make them look bigger.
Yeah, it makes sense. Smaller presentation with the same weight, keep your line nice and tight.
Yeah. What so you guys are gonna go I know Aaron's gonna go try to get some walleye in the rivers. Are you using different gear in there, or are you still going jigs and minnows?
Jigs and minnows. I'm going to be trying plastics, cranks. We're going to troll, do all sorts of stuff. Like there's going to be an abundance of switching it up. I want to catch a whole bunch of fish. So yeah, I'm going to be using a lot of plastics and a lot of cranks, and and a lot of jig heads. It depends. If we find that hole and sit on that hole, we're going to want to stir up whatever's down there. And hopefully we can link into something that doesn't want it in its hole, because they're going to bite anything. If they're sitting in that hole and they're getting ready for that time to hang out, they are going to annihilate anything you put on top of them. So the jig heads and the minnows work out pretty good. I usually take a jig head and just put one minnow right along the hook, and then I put another minnow right on top. But I'd like to try some plastics this time. Like messing with all these plastics these last few seasons has been pretty productive. Like I haven't had to buy bait at all during the whole summer. So it's been pretty exciting, like with all the different colors that Jay's been making and all the different jig heads that he's putting together. I can pretty much link up any color with anything. I got a million sizes. So I'm pretty excited to use a whole bunch of different gear and see what actually works.
Yeah. I remember fishing with Wes David, I don't know how much, 4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah.
And he's always just a jig and minnow guy. And I always ran a plastic and a minnow just for jigging, like a 3-inch twister.
Yeah.
And sometimes just that extra movement will just make that fish's reaction bite, I find. And sometimes it doesn't. It just depends. But sometimes that plastic is just hot.
I find that same difference between plastics and hair jigs sometimes, when you're getting action on the plastic, but it shouldn't be as hot as you think it's going to be. That swap to a big puffy hair jig and you really get that like breathing motion to it. I found for me at least, and like I said, I haven't fished walleye in a long time, but when it comes to like bull trout and like big cutties and stuff like that, it definitely seemed to be the ticket over the last 2 years that I've been fishing them.
Yeah. Well, that's like that marabou. It just flows, right?
Yeah. Super puffy.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Greg's gone through all the minnows in Alberta pretty much, so
40 pounds of worms this year. Holy.
Yeah.
Like what are you doing with them, Greg?
Feeding some hungry sturgeon.
Yeah.
Oh man. that was probably just on the Fraser.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
No. Do you guys have any other trips planned this year before the new year?
I'm hoping just once things get real cold to go and bomb out to Upper and Lower K once all the bulls and everything come off their reds and they're back in the lake, putting the feed bag back on for just before early ice. So that'll be a fun trip. Catch all the cutties and the bows up tight. So
yeah,
stuff like that.
Yeah, I'd like to go there. I just don't want to pay the Kananaskis fee anymore.
Hey, I don't even think that, if you're born and raised in Alberta, I don't think you should have to pay that anyway.
Yeah.
Well, you could do that just like how if you go to BC to fish the classified waters.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't know why we don't have classified waters.
No, I totally agree with you on that. But I think a lot of the problem is that none of the money that we pay for, our parks and our passes actually go back into the parks that we're paying for, which is rather unfortunate,
Well, it probably goes in to support other provinces.
Yeah.
Probably on our bill. But yeah, we should have classified waters. We shouldn't have guides from out of province. We can't go guide in other provinces. Why are they coming into our province?
Highly agree with you on that.
Yeah.
And hopefully when that the guide license come in, that might eliminate that if that's part of what they're going to do.
Yeah.
But I know they took another year to look at it again, so it might come out this year. But last time I talked to them, they were talking about letting it go, and then they'll see what happens. So,
Well, it seems like we already know what happens.
Yeah, just like the barbless, it disappeared.
Yeah.
Cody's built the watermelon heads, green Z-Man, TD trickler, between two guys landing 100 fish. Yeah, that's good fishing, man.
Yeah.
Those watermelon heads are sweet. I remember Rock Hard kind of made one, but they're called football heads, and those things produced crazy back in the day.
Actually, Rock Hard's going to be coming out with those again. So, yeah, no, definitely keep your eyes out for them. They're those were a classic, and will definitely be back and being a classic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought that. I was looking at. I have an old pack of jigs, and one's a watermelon head, and I've been staring at that thing forever. And I think that's the reason why I bought that package. But yeah, I've been staring at it, and I was hoping, yeah, so good.
I like the way those things walk the bottom. They got a nice rock to them.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I won't get jammed in the rocks very much.
Yeah.
Broden's using a nuclear chicken twister, whatever that is, Broden. I don't know.
Same, bro. What is that?
I don't know. It's probably from Australia or something. You probably import some, but who knows? Yeah, micro paddles are sweet. I would really like to get a few micro paddles just for trout and perch and whatnot.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Dino's in the house. How's it going,
What's
Dino?
up, Dino?
Dino.
Yeah, everyone's agreeing the plastics are killing it this year.
For sure.
I'm gonna agree, man. I don't even really think I probably fished cranks like 5 trips I went this year. Everything else I was fishing either plastics or hair jigs.
Yeah. Even like the price wise, sometimes I love a crank. There's some cranks that I have that I know they're always producing.
Yeah.
Then there's plastics that I know, but there's sometimes a spot you just don't throw cranks because you know that's just too much to lose.
Yeah. Yeah.
When a plastic can be just that more affordable to lose.
Yeah, no, something to be said about a $4 tube and jig setup or jig and curly tail setup, versus like a $16 crank.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah. Well, talking about some bloopers, I got a little. Everybody knows this guy, so we'll just have just catch a little bit of this, kind of go into our intro from our weekend, me and Aaron's weekend. But it didn't work. There we go.
I'm looking forward to this.
Oh, you won't know this one yet. This one's just a classic guy.
Yeah.
If you don't know Bill Dance.
Oh.
With components.
Like this guy has the worst luck.
Real seat as well as a hammer. A rod that's lightweight. Extremely sensitive. That's sensitive, all right. No, clean.
Oh, these are classic.
Get another rod.
Yeah, that guy, he's crazy.
Oh, gosh dang it.
Well, stuff like that happens, like rods in the tailgate, putting something on the roof when you're about to leave. Like these things happen.
Those things do happen. Just recently, a couple months ago, lost a $250, just a cheap setup, for fly fishing. Went to the tire shop, brought the stuff out, put it on the roof, put the tires in, drove away, went down to the bow, and magically couldn't find my fly rod. So,
Yeah.
way she goes,
I had
Yeah.
a milk crate. I went fishing with a buddy who will remain nameless, and I put my milk crate in the back of his truck. He folded up his tunnel cover, and all my rods were sticking out vertical. And we got to the spot. An hour and a half later, I got out of the truck and looked back, and his thing was folded, all closed. So
Ooh.
lost a whole bunch.
Brutal.
Yeah,
Yeah.
broken.
Adam wants to know. I know, Ty, you don't fish walleye much, but Adam wants to know your go-to walleye hook right now.
For me, if I was to go for walleye right now,
Yeah.
well, honestly, I'd probably be taking the tinner and I'd be using the sonar to find them, and then I'd be dropping down to wherever they're at. And I imagine the first thing I'm probably going to throw, due to what I've been running this year, is a hair jig, man. I'd probably throw a hair jig right now, and if not, I'd probably be trolling like larger lipped cranks. I don't know, honestly, let's see if I got one. If we're gonna get into it, maybe something, not too big,
I'm
3,
sure
4
Joe
inch,
would.
kind of like maybe a pattern like that.
Yeah.
Find a different speed, if that's kind of what they're running on, then that's what I'd go. But like, I don't really fish walleye all that often, but that'd be my first go-to, is find them on a jig or troll them on a crank.
Yeah. Aaron?
Jig head in the middle.
You're big headed minnow all day.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd probably go live target, lipless crank, the golden shiner. And if not, like a 3.5 inch paddle tail and a pearl. With probably Northland makes this jig head. I think it's called the Gumball. It's green, orange, and white. Super glow. I love those. They're insane. And I'd be tossing that up.
That they got like the real long shank on them.
This is a short shank, but you can get them in the long shank.
I've been having good luck with tungsten. Like even dropping down tungsten, trying to locate some perch while I'm walleye fishing. I throw some plastic on, like little tiny plastics with little, whatever, they're just little tiny ones. Red was been a hot ticket for me. Like tungsten and plastics are killing it. So if I could change my answer, I'd go with something like that too as well.
I find the
I'm gonna have to
tungsten
agree
great.
with Roden. Soja Boy that shit and crankbait it. Yeah, I'm gonna have to run with him.
Yeah.
Just, I don't know. I love lipless cranks and just ripping them.
Yeah.
Just ripping hard. Yeah. Yeah, so let's look at this from the weekend.
Goodness.
I was pretty tired. Had a wedding the night before. I maybe forgot to leave my safety latch on, but like sometimes you just don't do smart stuff, and I don't know. I can't really explain it, but stuff happens, and sometimes that's just what happens. There's no music because there's no volume on the drone, but look how slowly and careful I'm going, because I usually only go to my stops on my boat trailer. When they first hit the water, then I just hop in the boat. But then I realized I went a little too far, then I stopped.
Oh, oops.
It's slowly coasting away.
The 30-second delay of everybody thinking what to do.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just prepping because I'm not in any rush. I know I can swim far enough.
Okay,
And I got my bibs on and everything. And bibs fill up with water. So it's a good thing to always good to have. I don't know.
Just dove.
But now I got an 18-foot boat. Do you kick it back in? That was my first thought. But then I couldn't reach the bottom. And luckily there was one boulder. I put my foot down and I just pushed off of it to get in shallower. Man, what a brain fart.
Makes for a nice chilly morning. That'll wake you up, right?
It was refreshing for sure.
Off to a fantastic start.
Phenomenal. This could not be a predecessor for how the day is going to be.
Yeah. It was a grind from the beginning when your boat floats away.
Yeah. Doomed.
But we get it.
Yeah.
Everything's gravy. Like, I'm just like, well, when I get out of the water, there was probably like 2 liters on the bottom of each one of my legs stuck in those freaking bibs.
Oh, man.
But luckily, no one was there, so it was all gravy. But now everybody knows, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, right? Filmed your own embarrassment. It's perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah. You got to laugh about it.
Honestly.
Yeah. The people need to see it, man. That's too much. That was perfect.
Yeah. So with winter coming, do you guys have any like winter trips planned? And what are you going for? And what's the tackle you're bringing?
Aaron, go for it.
I'd be hitting a perch right away, man. Like I'd be on perch and lots of tungsten. I'd like to get them on plastics too. Like try some small plastics and bigger tungsten, longer shanks. But perch, man, I'm just after the perch, like always, constant. So if there's perch in there and we're walleye fishing, I'll be perch. Right. I zone in and I get right into it. And I just watch for that tap and hope it. But if you're perching, you're also hitting walleye on it too. So it works, right? But perch. Lakes around here pretty much. Lakes a little bit further north for perch, but just places that aren't so flooded with people, right?
You don't have somewhere that you absolutely have to hit this winter? Like you have planned that it doesn't have to be like a secret lake, but somewhere that you'd like to go that maybe everybody kind of knows about or something?
Yeah, I just don't want to name drop the lake, but it's a perch lake.
Oh. Perch.
Sorry.
Yeah. Ty, you got anywhere sweet to go?
Well, honestly, I'm hoping, like I said, I'm gonna start the season out with some browns if that works out with water temps and everything's frozen up enough to be there. If not, it'll be brookies and tigers to start, and then I'm hoping to check out pretty good spot for lake whites that I think a lot of people do know of.
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely gonna go and check that out, and then maybe move my way even farther east and see if we can get on some of the early season pike. Get those big 40-inch mamas that have just come out of the depths and they're looking for their winter feeds. So
yeah,
what is that? It's like the first, I think, 3 weeks in November. So it should be good. Couple decent trips looking up. I'd really like to get on cold this year. It's a place I've never been, and I've seen a lot of photos. I know it's not all size, but it'd be real cool to sit on top of hundreds of lake trout and just slam them all day.
Yeah. I know, Adam. This is just in from Adam. His reception sucks. And he just got a 29.
Nice.
In walleye right now on Walleye Wars.
Beauty, buddy.
Wicked.
But I know he says still not good enough for top 5, but Adam will break 30 before this is over. He'll do it. Jay was wishing the drone had audio.
Yeah, that would have been hilarious.
There was not much said, man. It's pretty quiet.
Really?
No, it was pretty. I was relaxed. I was tired. I just went and got it and brought it back.
No hesitation. Just got out of the truck and started walking, and that was it. Fell down a little bit of a hole. He's like, I got one rock to stand on. I got to push it in. His foot was up. He's like, oh, God. It was good, man. It was funny. But, I felt for the guy. But
Todd's planning a trip where Ty outfishes him.
Yeah, and I'm looking for you to cook me more steak there, Papa Todd. That was good last time.
It's a moose steak.
Perfect.
Yeah. Yeah, we found that out when we were in BC early August.
Micro cream blue double twister tail. Micro cream blue.
Say that 10 times faster.
Say it faster.
Like that kind of color.
No.
No?
No, these are the super top secret blue double twist. They're like really blue and they're short.
Okay. Yeah. Perfect. Well, those are the big swim baits Liam had, or Jay built for my son. So,
yeah,
okay.
I think he even caught a bass on those too when we were in BC.
Nice.
So we were just drifting in the wind, just hit the bottom, another perch or whatever, sunfish.
Yeah.
Yeah, we slayed on this one. Like the one night, it was just one after another floating along. What's up, Ricky? Hope you're having fun in BC.
Hi, Ricky.
Shredded Ricky Gaines.
That's what I wish I would have done. Was go out to BC, get out to Terrace for some salmon this year, but
yeah,
it just seemed.
You just sparked my brain. Totally made me remember. October 7th to the 14th. I'm gonna run out to Salmon Arm area. Hopefully, go and get on some the bulls and the rainbows that are eating up all the eggs from the sockeye run. So,
yeah,
that'll be a good one. See how that goes.
I'm ocean fishing in December. I'll be in Mexico. I just don't have any information on what we'll be targeting, but I'll be hitting some ocean fishing either through guides, going down to the docks and seeing who's got the big fish or the big hauls and hooking up with those guys, or just going direct to the hotel. But I'm looking forward to doing some ocean fishing.
Very cool.
I'm just hoping that I don't get sick, because there's a lot of sickness on those boats.
A lot of sickness.
Yeah, a lot of gravel and a lot of booze, right? So whatever.
You get seasick?
Yeah, I get a little motion sickness when I'm on the big boats, like going fast, and I get a little bit woozy, but we'll see.
Yeah, no. So you guys did have trips planned, and you just kept talking about perch and brookies.
I'm sorry, I keep forgetting. I think of ice fishing, and then you don't think of ocean fishing in the middle of at the end of December, right? We're going in a little bit, so I'm looking forward to that. Don't worry, Aaron. We have the color in mind.
Perfect. Got you the colors.
Nice, perfect,
wicked.
Yeah, I don't know what I'm gonna do. Cold Lake tournament's always good. I think we want to go in Mexico or Costa Rica, so it'd be nice to go Costa Rica, and if the timing's right, tarpon. That's something I need to do, because that'd be deadly.
Yeah, you bet.
Super deadly.
Even roosters and stuff would be awesome. Permits. There's so many sweet fish. But I know Adam and I and a couple other guys are going to have an awesome ice fishing start-off show coming in a couple of weeks here. We'll showing a bunch of new products and stuff. So, yeah, you only got like a month and like a week. So, better get your orders in if you're going to get something.
Yeah. Yep. Selling out fast.
Yeah. Yeah. Are you guys targeting anything this weekend? Oh yeah, you're going to Cold Lake.
Yeah, we'll see. Fishing might be. I'm hoping it's on the. I hope it's on the docket. That's for sure. I think my brother-in-law hasn't been out very much this year. So hopefully I can talk him into it a bit or see whether he's wants to go, but strong chance.
Yeah.
Thanks, Adam, by the way.
Yeah, Broden knows I pretty much fish everything on a 3-weight, so I'll tarpon a 3-weight. Might just take a few hours and probably be supper, but yeah, no, with that, the winter coming and everything, the ice it's coming. I
It's coming
know
quick.
with all the change of water, we only got a couple weeks left. Like,
yeah,
my big thing's probably going to be a stone cat. I'll have a chance in September, and I'll have to check the regs, double check that they're open October. I'll have another chance then, but hopefully that just make my season. So
that would be pretty interesting.
Yeah, no, I'd love to find a river lake trout before the season ends, but we'll see. It might be a winter thing.
Yeah. With what kind of gear do you guys? What's your favorite combo for ice fishing trout?
For ice fishing trout, like, are we talking like stalkers?
Pardon? Yeah,
Are we
stalkers.
talking stalkers? Yeah. Honestly, the best I've found that's just like cheap and effective and simple is the little Fenwick HMG medium light and like 28 or 32 inch. Seems to be pretty sweet with just like a little Fluger Trilon, 2500 series. It's cheap, it's light. If you lose it or you break it, you're not going to be super upset.
Yeah.
And it's sensitive enough to do the thing.
Masuda.
Oh yeah, fancy.
Yeah, that's the 28 light. Definitely tell when there's a perch on there. You can feel it with your finger. Say it every time, all the time. I use Masuda I got a 32, 28, a 32, a 40, and Blizzard series. I got a couple of them, and I use those religiously. Either pike, perch, walleye. I got a stick for each one. Trout. I use that little one for trout quite a bit, but the trout's been getting bigger for me, so I might step it up a little bit. But
no, I'm gonna have to agree with you on the long rods too, though. The last season I started playing with like the long rods, that 32 to like 46 inch rod, and like wow, it makes a difference, man. Makes that fight a lot more enjoyable and like easier on the wrist too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know Todd always has a 30 weight rod, just a chunk of 2x4 with an eyelet on it. But yeah, I know one thing I'm going to go for. I'm going to go chase some pike before the ice hits. I know that.
Yeah.
I'm going to hopefully my number is going to be 3/40. So
nice.
Yeah, I'm going to go for under 40.
Pardon?
I'm going to go for under 40. Just under 40.
No, I'm calling 3/40 before ice hits.
Okay.
And we'll see. Just let the water temperatures drop a bit. They should be dropping, but as soon as that temperature gets good, it's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
Selwyn's a great place for big pike. I love spot fishing big pike over cabbage.
Yeah, no, I won't lie with you. That is an absolute blast. But I'm also not going to lie to the fact that younger days of me fishing on the pages, being the one glove dink slayer. You know what? It's like that's a little bit of PTSD. So I'm not fishing snot rockets all that often anymore. You guys bullied me into the trout, so that's all I chase now. I told Ricky I was going to try and find him the original one glove, but I think that thing's long gone.
Yeah.
You put it in a museum or what?
Oh, man. That could definitely be a Hall of Famer with the amount of slime that's on that thing.
You pretty much need someone just to set up an Alberta museum of all the people that have been around forever, just like a random picture of them with one thing they're known for in the
Yes,
fishing
I
industry,
agree.
and just have like a whole little thing.
Oh goodness.
Ridiculous.
Yeah.
That's prime. You know what? If somebody wins the lotto, we're gonna do that. All right.
Yeah, that'd be sweet. And there better be a fish pond in the middle. Yeah, no. I finally got to get out the new Piss Fun fly reel this weekend,
Yeah.
and it's sick. It's a 5.6 weight teamed up with Echo Carbon X 6 weight or XL. It's a dream to cast. And reel line, you can just bomb it
Yeah.
with a weight forward. It was sweet chucking streamers with that thing or chucking anything.
Yeah,
You could
no,
really
that's upgrades I've slowly been making. Picked up my first TFO last week and broke that in on some Lake Browns. And yeah, wow, what a difference it makes in the fly world with stuff that's a little bit more on the nice side, eh?
Yeah. Yeah, no, it just little things like the Pissy Fun reel. The AOA is not as good as this one, 100%. It's the AOA is their cheapest one, but
Yeah,
this just for drag and smoothness is top notch,
Nice.
and it's really nice to see. So
you got to take it for those tarpon, really see how well it's built.
it's got like a 10 weight. I don't even think my 8 weight will hold.
Little 5.6 just singing.
Yeah. With the show ending, do you guys got any other pointers for this fall season?
Honestly, if there's anything I found, just like learn your pattern over the previous seasons and pack specific boxes for what you're doing. You know, like there's no point going to a lake or a river and packing everything you got and throwing everything you got at it. Like if I've learned the hard way, if you can't catch, fish in a box that's like this big, and I think you got the wrong stuff or the wrong pattern or technique. So that's kind of how I'm going about things. Just taking collective knowledge over the years and trying to build boxes specific for what I'm going for.
Yeah, 100%. Did you catch that, Broden?
Car's loaded. Car's loaded with everything.
He brings a whole truckload.
Yeah, you betcha. No, that's a good point, man. Like being species specific, having your trout box, having your perch box, whatever. It's kind of the same thing, but yeah, that's good. I've been talking to a lot of other anglers. Like if I'm after a fish or I'm after a certain species, I try to link up with people that know what they're doing when it comes. Like for instance, the sturgeon. I was pretty hesitant to go and catch one and not having the right line, not having the right rod and all that. I just wanted to try it out with a seasoned angler. So if you're looking, like, it worked out good for me because I was taught a lot, like even on the river, how to, like, what to read, right? Read the river, when they bite, what to use, what line to have, what setup to have. And I've been keying in on my setup and knowing that I lag in certain areas when it comes to that. So definitely talk to other anglers that are skilled in what they do. If they're sturgeon specific, if there's perch specific, if they're browns and rivers and creeks. But that's just it. Like get on it. Like talk to people. People give you knowledge, and you only become a better angler when you're listening and taking in that knowledge, right?
I'm gonna have to agree. And like a little shot for Aaron for him to learn for next time. Pro tip that I've learned from, just like Aaron's saying, other anglers: find yourself a little book and fill it full of your trips. Get everything in it, dude. Let people, well, not let people, it's your book of blood, hide it, because then people know what you're doing. But for next season or this season, it's great to be able to just look back and actual solid notes from that trip that day of what was hot, what was not, where
Yeah.
you went, you know, water temp, air temp, stuff like that. That's it was a tip that I was taught last winter, and it's changed the game a bit, not gonna lie.
Yeah, you betcha, man. I take notes on this show when I'm watching behind the scenes, sitting there watching, listening to guys like Adam and everybody else on the show. My book is thick, right? Just taking those tips and tricks from those guys. They're handing it out for free, and all you got to do is turn it on. That's tips and tricks, man. That's why I love this show. Happy to be a part of it.
Highly agreed.
Yeah, no, 100% down. Don't post on Facebook saying, "Hey, where's the spot? What to do?"
Yeah.
If you see someone doing good, contact them through a message. They'll probably give you some tips. They'll probably tell you kind of a place to start. They're not going to give you exact locations and stuff, but they can give you a setup and they can give you water to fish. And most people are good about that. So
Very true. Yeah.
contact people, and if you really want to get out and experience the water and experience like all the different setups, get a guide. Like I'll go with a guide 100% for a new species.
Listen to your guide.
Pardon?
And listen to your
listen
guide.
to your
That's
guide.
a big thing that people do is they buy a guide and they don't listen, and they wonder why they didn't have a good time and didn't retain anything. Well, listen to your guide.
No
Yeah.
doubt.
Yeah, some people are extremely stubborn and they'll sit with that hook all day, and you're giving a hook to someone else and it's just like, man, no, I'll get one. No, yeah, it'll work. They might get one or two, but it's not the quantity you could get if you're just listening to the tips and what to use and whatnot.
Yeah,
because
I highly agree with that.
Especially on the rivers.
Guys are taking 35 to 40, 50 years plus of experience and just giving it to you in 4 hours. That's all that experience. They have boots on the ground, mapping, bait. They have you set up. You got your shore lunch, the whole 9 yards, all for 4 hours. It doesn't matter what you pay. It's worth it.
Yeah. 100%. Well, if you guys want to hang on after the show, you can have a bullshit.
Absolutely.
I'm going to leave you with some classic stuff here. So let me just get rid of that.
Oh, and a big shout out and thank you to Dinos for bullying me into being a better fisherman. Appreciate you. I've seen your comment.
He was doing it for you.
All you guys do it for me. You just want me to be better. It's all good.
Ooh, that's a nice one.
Well, stop.
We'll leave you with some bill
Look
dance.
at the graph.
If you never watched any bill dance when you're growing up, I'm sorry. But we'll see you next Tuesday. We got some great shows coming up.
Here's a
Hunting
question.
shows, fishing shows.
These
So,
tradition rods.
We'll leave you with a little bit of this, and we'll see you next Tuesday.
Well, the more guides, the more.
Look at that. He went. He got off in the doggone. Thing took my head off. It's amazing it didn't hook me in the back of the head.
But that's funny. That is funny right there. Do that again, would you?
I don't think I can.
Well, my hat's off to you on that one.
Shoot, my hat's off to you right out there in the lake. Boy, I tell you what, I feel like I've been rode hard and put up wet. Wait a minute, hotshot.
So, folks, if you like hunting and fishing, the Outdoor Life Network is the station to watch.
Absolutely. You dummy. Are you all right? I'm sorry. I promise I'm sorry. These bicycles will kill us.
Here comes Bill Dance the man, charging through the wilderness. He's at the 20, the 10. He's in the trees. Oh, and there is contact. Bill Dance is down. He is down. He's getting up slowly. He appears to be badly shaken after being brutally dismounted from his rubber-tired steed.
Get me another shirt.
I make my living outside and I'm exposed to the harmful UV rays. That's why I use a quality sun cream like Blue Lizard. Blue Lizard gives you maximum protection.
What the heck was that?
When are y'all going to grow up? When are y'all going to grow up?
Good girl.
Y'all, evidently, y'all missed out on your childhood. I heard something go through there. I couldn't imagine what that was.
Good girl.
Yeah, good girl. Come over here, dog. I'm going to give you a shot of this Blue Lizard.
Remember, folks, Bill is a professional fishing person, so please don't try this at home.
And working without a net. Now, obviously, he's a man who really gets into his work.
Now, I hope he gets this fish, because he ain't going to catch no more out there flopping around like a mud cat on a trot line. You see what I'm saying here?
Do you believe that fish will let cold in the water?